Lads, how you doing? Welcome back. Today we got the game mostly running in 60 FPS. There is still a few spots on the map where the game does not run in 60, but for the most part the emulator does run at 60 now. Running at 4K. Right now I'm running it in 1440p. I'm not convinced that running the game in 4K would even increase the visual fidelity. Get extra happy to do this. Ah, okay. Don't think I usually do this. No, I'm not playing this for the first time. I have played this game before, but it's the first time I'm emulating it. Dude, even if the frame rate isn't perfectly 60, it's still a lot smoother and obviously a lot higher resolution than the console version. So I'm pretty happy about it. Looks like a shopping cart with that spoiler. Stop insulting my Golf. It says hotshot on her car. It actually says hotshot on the red Golf. What are the chances, man? I gotta say, with the high resolution and the high frame rate, the cockpit camera is a lot more viewable, I would say. It is pretty clean, that's for sure. Oh my god, the frame rate in this part though. Holy shit, I'm actually below 20 right now. It definitely exists in some parts. The game is just struggling. He looks so happy. Okay, here's the thing. It is neither CPU nor GPU heavy. It's just not optimized. Look at my CPU and my GPU chilling. Like, both of them are running up to 50%. Neither of my components is actually maxed out. Like, my GPU is pulling 40 watts. Like, this comes down to emulator optimization. That the emulator can use more performance. So the CPU is getting more usage because the GPU is underclocked, that is why it's using so little energy. I mean, this is not necessarily the easiest game to render for the emulator, but it does go up to 50 and 60 FPS very often. I say it's quite enjoyable playing this game in first person. Maybe it's a little bit vomit-inducing once you are at higher speed level cars, but for now, no, it's good. I say it feels a little bit less hectic inside the car. Okay, what is up with this part of the map? Like, this part of the map can be rendered in 60 FPS. It doesn't seem like it has less objects, you know what I mean? You thought I was going insane with the cockpit cam. It's actually a pretty decent cockpit camera though. Like, I genuinely think this is good. Especially, like, how many games do you know that even have a cockpit camera anymore? Like, this is not the most common thing in a lot of racing games. Pink's hot dog stand.
Listen, brah, would you just chill out?
Brah? Bro! What is wrong with you, Brian? You come from Ohio.
Down in Ohio.
Brah.
Whatever.
You know that? You
Whatever.
remember that
I don't care
cutscene?
how big your trust fund is. Bro!
That was dangerous because the lamp pole will push me in, and I don't want to hit the traffic guard. So that was actually a pretty fun trick to teleport in this game. By using the race editor, you go into the pause menu, go into the race editor, you create a race, then you press select. As you press select, you can now go cross the roads, and when you are where you are, then you press select again, it spawns you here, and now you exit the race editor, and you effectively teleported. Extremely convenient in some parts of the world map. Damn, dude. I was too casual about this. I missed it by 190 milliseconds. I'm not sure if the traffic car hit was the nail in the coffin there, but could have done better. Shit, I actually didn't pay attention. Oh, fuck. I didn't pay attention. Oh, this might be hard to beat next time. Yeah, I was about to say this might have been too good. If I have to cut this by another 2 seconds, oh boy. But yeah, the last time I tried to run this game on Xenia, it had a bunch of graphical glitches and it did not hold 60 FPS whatsoever. This at least is a perfect emulation. I've not seen any errors. But yeah, it also cannot hold the 60 FPS. So much better than mine. So we have one boost to set things right. Don't flip the car. This Datsun is garbage, man. I hate this car so much. I will immediately switch after I win this fucking tournament. This car needs to die. Hey guys, Kuru here. Check out Instant Gaming for cheap game keys. Click the link in the description below. Oh. So I did the time trial and I didn't slow myself the fuck down. So I'm not sure I can beat it, but I'll give it a try. Because it needs to be like 2 seconds faster. Okay, so my best time was 2:13. And I just have to break it by 1 second. I think we can do that. If it lowered it by 2 seconds, I think it would be a lot harder. But this should be fine. Okay, this looks very doable. Alright. Unless I have to do it again. I really hope that was the last one. Okay. Imagine. Imagine I would have to do it one more time. Then I would officially be fucked. I just completely wasted that one. Oh god, no, I don't wanna... Wait, what did I just press? What did I just press? Did I restart? What did I do? I thought I said no. Restart tournament? Do you want to repair? Oh, it was about repairing my vehicle. I pressed no because I didn't want to restart the tournament. But the question was, do you want to repair your car before you restart the tournament? Fucking game, man. Yeah, it's outside of the garage. Oh, I think the game crashed for the first time. Visual damage limits, that's a thing. That is not helping. At all. Crash the game again, man. I should not use some of these features, man. Crash the game really quickly twice now. Although I have a 1440p display, I recommend you render at 1080p. The game runs a lot smoother that way. Seriously, dude. You can't even... Oh, there it is. I was about to say, you can't restart, really? But yeah, it was a good decision turning down the resolution 1080p. Honestly, you might wanna try out keeping it at stock resolution, so 720p, and then just use the FSR for upscaling if you still have performance issues. I mean, we're still dropping to 30 from time to time, but it does run pretty nicely. What do you mean? If you want to force high resolution, you can, but I definitely noticed that the frame rate has become more stable since I went to 1080p instead of 1440p, and I let the rest of the I let the fidelity super resolution thing do its thing to make the game look high quality. I mean, it's the same thing that I did on the Horizon 1 emulator on Xenia. I'm a frame rate fanatic, and you know, if I can force a better frame rate, I will. I just need to get close enough to her so I can get another boost. There we go. Oh, did I start the wrong one? I think I might have. And it crashed. Dude, I can still see my light flashing. This is me flashing my lights. Okay, definitely a few things will crash the game. One thing we've seen from emulating this game is that you actually get high FPS during the night. But even a slight increase to 45 frames per second is already a massive improvement. Oh. Women not clubbing right now. But where's the club music? I dare you to share some proper midnight clubbing music. So let's see if I can go to the garage without the game crashing. Yeah, that looks perfectly normal. Nothing to see here. No, I do not want to play against Jesus, baby. I already set it up, so all you gotta do is take the zip file and unzip it here. You want enable delta time to run the game at higher frame rates. Can disable the motion blur, also set it to true. You get 60 FPS here, you also want to set this to true. And if you need more performance, you can disable imposter shadows and you can disable the MSAA. I kept it at false because I want to use those features and my hardware is strong enough. But if you're struggling, set these two settings to true. I set one to true, see how it goes, and then do the other one. That's it. Once you've done all of that, you just boot up the game and it will run just fine. One more thing though, F6 opens up post-processing and you can play around here with the settings, you know what you want to do. You want maintain aliasing, for example, you want to get rid of the jiggies, that kind of stuff, right? Fidelity, FX, super resolution or contrast, like you will notice it. Just play around here. That was the F6 button. You can toggle that in and on and off at any time while you're playing. So feel free to experiment, but that's it. It's a lot easier to set up than RPCS3, and it actually runs better at the moment too. So let's give it a try, and you probably noticed this is running at a perfectly smooth 60. Oh yeah, that's actually not something I want. That FSR sharpness just makes it very blurry, so I don't want that. I set that to 0. That makes it more blurry. Super resolution is better, because that should 1080p into 4K in an upscale. That is a new save. Obviously, I played on PlayStation yesterday. This is Xbox. Obviously, that's a new save file. Just started from the very beginning.
Okay, anytime you want to race with some slips, come on down to the beach then. And what did it be like last time?
The audio is very messed up. The audio is super messed up in the cutscene. I'm not sure I had that issue the last time I used that emulator. This emulator also does not really tax my GPU. I mean, it is using about twice the wattage of what the PlayStation emulator is doing, but that's exactly what I meant. The emulator isn't even using my hardware properly, but at least it's pulling twice as much power through the GPU with this emulator, but less from the CPU actually. Like the CPU is chilling. I think I actually reintroduced the motion blur. Let me check. Yeah, I reintroduced the motion blur. So this right now is back on, because I wanted to give it a comparison. And I gotta say, I think I like it more. Because now the game is... The image is not extremely sharp anymore, but it is definitely possible. The file that I gave you does have motion blur disabled. So if that's something you want to do, you can. One thing this game does, some of the lights are flashing faster, I think in the menu. Yeah, in the menu I think the circle is flashing faster. And so it's like the loading point that you can see somewhere from time to time, so that it's flashing faster. Menus, I think, are animated at twice the speed. PlayStation 3 experience. Let's turn all the effects on. I mean, it looks like the game is running at a much lower resolution if you have all of this on.
What?
What?
You come all this way just to say hello? You gonna have to step up sometime, baby.
Oh my god, shut up, Carol. It's like Navi, man. 24/7. Something to say. Rip. Pushed him a little bit there. I don't like how the cars are balanced in a way where it always flips you over when you hit the wall. This time I'm not forgetting the zone ability. I'm not sure if I already unlocked the performance parts. Dude, the same thing happened on the other emulator. That it crashed as we as we went to the garage. Literally the same issue. Maybe the game just likes to crash here.
Don't mess up.
I don't know what a gas pedal is, bro.
Oh my god, bro.
Oh, hell no, man. What the
Oh. Okay. That was... I thought the hitbox is a little bit bigger on the finish line. Yeah, performance-wise, the Xenia emulator runs way faster than PlayStation 3. So if you wanna try one out, definitely start with Xbox. Found it easier to set up too, and it should run a lot more fluid. Oh, it didn't slow down again.
Ready to donate another car to the Razor Fund, baby?
Oops, I did the same mistake as yesterday. Gotta say though, once this game runs at 60 FPS, I'm getting a lot more Midnight Club 3 vibes, especially during the night racing. Okay, I totally botched, or rather, I did the opposite. I totally aced the speed run earlier, so I have to be even more insane now if I want to get that Eclipse. I always want problems. Wait, target time 205, best time 205. Did they patch that? Maybe they patched it, man. Maybe that was only in the original release of the game. I don't have to improve the time further than I already did. Did you guys lie to me, or was that only in the original release of the game and just nobody knew? Because I don't think I've ever seen that. Dude, this is gonna be really tough. We're gonna have to have a nearly perfect run here. Satisfaction. So what was my best time? 202? Not bad. Not even bad. Oh, good. I missed this one earlier too. I saw the shortcut, but I wasn't sure if it would count the checkpoint. It happens a few times in Midnight Club. Not every checkpoint has been set perfectly, and some of them will not trigger when you take a close-by shortcut, which is really frustrating when it happens, especially when you do a tournament or a series where you can't just restart. Like that, holy shit. You can perfectly slide out there. I mean, to be fair, that was the perfect moment for zone ability, but it's such a weird button. Like, pressing down the left analog stick is still weird to me, primarily because... And yeah, the ability is just not as good as it is in Most Wanted. Okay, driving through the mall is not something that they like. That worked as a teleport though. I actually think that's fair. For the time that we just saved, that was a good trade. This game, dude. This game. Tournament lost. Oh really? I enjoyed Xenia Emulation the most because it runs mostly at 60 FPS and much higher graphical settings than the Xbox version on console. And the PlayStation Emulation I like the least because it can barely hold the frame rate. Feels really weak in comparison. Thank you so much. I'll see you guys fresh again tomorrow. So yeah, sleep tight. Do come back tomorrow for more. And good night. I'm out. Bye bye.